Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CoLiving Live. We are sorry that we were running a few minutes behind technical difficulties. They happen all the time, but we've always said that way. When you go live, you just have to pivot and expect the unexpected and just kind of move with it. CoLiving Live, your front row seat to future of shared co-living, community building, and real estate innovation. Today, we have Jennifer and Bobby from Cubico Walls. So I'm super excited to have them online with us today. Um, they're actually live on site from locations where they have their Cubico walls installed. Jennifer, Bobby, thank you so much for coming online with us. I can't see Bobby. Bobby's camera is facing the other way on his walls. So I'm just seeing him rotate.
He can't wait to show off his
He
walls.
can't wait to show. Bobby, can we see your face? There we go. Hi. Hi, Bobby. How are you? You're muted.
Hello, thank you for having us, Lorena.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much for joining. Well, once again, Bobby and Jennifer, you both are from Cubico Walls. So before we get started, I know you both are at live locations, right? You're at different sites to kind of show us how Cubico Walls are installed and how how they work for co-living. But can you give us like a high level overview on what sets them apart from like traditional construction methods that we have out there?
Yes, I can do that. Yes. So all walls is we can install these in one day compared to a permanent walls. It takes like around 2 to 3 weeks to be installed, but all wall it only takes like one day to install. Our wall is very durable compared to the traditional walls. We can show you right here is you can punch it. There's no dent or anything. All walls is also installed with brackets, and these are the brackets that we use to install our walls. So it's not permanent; it is temporary, and it's removable too. So if you want to remove these walls, they are very easy to remove and minimum damage compared to the permanent walls. If you want to remove those walls, you have to break it down and clean up the mess.
That's amazing. And you said it takes about 2 to 3 days. Is
Yeah,
that what I heard?
it's actually just one day for it to install. Like this whole entire room right here that you see, it only takes us one day to install.
Okay, very good. And so explain to us a little bit. You when somebody reaches out to Cubicle Walls, right? Is the purpose of them kind of letting you know, okay, I'm trying to build out these additional rooms, or you have a specific process that that we need to follow to give you information so that way you can let us know what is needed? Like, how does that process work?
Yeah, so if you let us know like a week or 2 weeks in advance that you are planning to use our walls to put up at your property, that way we can know ahead of time. And then you can give us a floor plan of your property, some pictures where you're planning to put these walls and dimensions. So that way we can plan it out and do the measurements. And then after that, we'll send you a quote of how much it will cost, and then we can move forward from there.
Okay. And you ship in what locations? Like, I believe I heard you were like everywhere in the US.
Yeah, so we are based in Dallas, Texas, but we do deliver and offer installation nationwide, excluding Hawaii and Alaska.
Okay, very good. Even Puerto Rico, or is Puerto Rico part of your Hawaii and Alaska?
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, all right, perfect, perfect, awesome. So walk us through. I mean, I see that you're there, right, at one of your sites. So kind of show us the layout of of the room.
Yes. So this is the outside. So this originally this is a living room right here, and we put up these. We put up two sides of the walls. This is the front part with the door frame. This is, and then on the side over here is the whole entire wall of the other side of the whole room. Can you see it?
Yes.
And then I walk you into this room right here.
Perfect. So the wall that's right in front of you, those are the panels, the Cubico
Yes,
wall
the walls
panels.
behind you right here are all the panels right here. And then on this side over here is where the door frame is.
Got it. Okay. And then what about, are they different textures? Do they come in different colors, or is that the color that they come in, or do we have to paint them?
Yes, we do have it comes in different colors. We have a standard side color white. This is gray because our investor, their regular drywall is gray. So we try to match with their permanent wall to gray. So that way it's the same color. But it does come in gray and white. These walls are compatible for paint and wallpaper, so you can paint it whatever color you want, and you can use wallpaper to decorate your room however you like.
Very cool. And talk, so they can be painted. I know that was
Yes.
one of the questions that was coming in, but you do have some standard colors that they come in,
Yes,
right?
white or gray. Yes.
White or gray. Perfect. And are they soundproof?
They are soundproof, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna let Sergio take over this part. This is one of our investors that he recently. This is his property that I'm at right now, and he will tell you about the soundproofing.
Perfect.
Outside.
If you can get closer to the microphone, be great, because there's a lot of echo in the room. So we want to be able to make sure that everybody can hear you guys.
Yes. So earlier, the washer and dryer was running outside of this room, and I told Sergio to come in here and see if he can hear it, and then I'll let Sergio take over.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the washer running all the time, and I'll go into a regular bedroom, and you can still kind of hear it. But even though we're way closer, I came in here and you don't hear anything. And that's because these walls have insulation and soundproofing, whereas the regular walls inside a house don't. So that was a pretty cool surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was a great experience too, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then I know that you were mentioning that you can actually, you're based in Arizona, right? Is that what you said?
No, in Dallas, Texas.
In Dallas, I'm sorry. So you're based in Dallas, but you're able to ship them. Can anybody install them, or do you have specific folks that go out to do the installations for you?
So we have our own crews that can come out and install these.
Okay. So obviously that would be part of the cost, right? Whenever you're placing an order. So let's talk about an average cost per square foot. If you are looking for somebody, if you're gonna do an install in Dallas for these, for these walls, for a standard room like the one that you're showing, what is an average price per square foot? And you guys being local, and then let's say that we need to install it, I don't know, here in Miami, because that's where I'm located, right? If we need to do an install in Miami, how much more of a difference would that be for us?
Okay, so this whole room right here where we're standing right now is about 7.5 to 11. That's the dimension of this room, and we use about 8 panels total with the door frame, and it costs about $7,300. That's
Okay.
including installation.
Very cool.
Mhm.
Very, very good. So tell me, and I'm going to ask Sergio this. So what made you reach out to Cubico Walls to do the install for these panels?
Sure, yeah. So I originally purchased this property as a single family rental, but I wanted to try the co-living model. And eventually got some tenants. I said, okay, I want to turn this living room into a bedroom. And the traditional way is that you would build the drywall, each stage, takes a day. You got to wait for paint to dry, mudding, texture. It's noisy, it's loud. And I had tenants at the same time, right? So it'd take about a week. But what first caught my attention was that it's able to basically do everything that a wall does, provide insulation, safety, but they were able to do it in one day. It's removable. If I need to do an appraisal or if I want to sell the property, then I can remove the wall, and it leaves no damage. Like Jennifer was pointing out, they didn't have to destroy my roofing. When I got quotes from people who were wanted to install drywall here, They told me that the floor would need to be basically destroyed, so they crack all the tiles. Same with the drywall. So it just made more sense from an investment and a return on investment.
And we didn't damage your tiles, right?
No, not at all. Yeah, you guys were able to get it. Yeah, this is super reusable. Yeah,
we screw it into the ground.
right. Yeah, that was impressive. That was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you remove these walls, you just fill in those scraps without cracking your tiles or damaging it.
Right. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And what about like plumbing or electrical, right? I know that you have a frame there for like the door, obviously, but if we would need to add electrical outlets of some sort, would that work? Is that something that's doable?
Yes. So we can add in the conduits in between these walls for you to wire the electrician through the ceiling into the panels. But luckily, with this room for Sergio, we didn't have to add in any electrical wires. All we did was just add in the light switch, and then we added the fan. The fan that comes with the light. And we just use like the regular control, the fan. It comes with the fan.
Okay.
And that's all we did. But we can install our door frame panel does come with a light switch, and we can add in outlets to these panels for you for the electrical part.
I love that. I love the fact that, you know, they're anchored a certain way on the floor, so it's really, you know, minimal damage, because that's a lot of the issues that people do have, right? Especially as investors, all that, you know, they're trying to add, you know, we're trying to add all these additional rooms in these houses for co-living, but then all that destruction as we're adding room is just, you know, it's taking away from other costs and things like that. So that's fantastic.
And
From the
like, this ceiling is really high too. And what we did is we added extra brackets in the corner of the panels to the traditional wall, so it can hold the height of these panels up. And it's very secure and strong.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just very well, you know, very well displayed. And beautiful. Can you do a little bit of a close up to the actual wall?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. Is it textured? Like, how does that look like?
So it does come in different textures, smooth and these texture finish. I'm not sure if you can tell.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a perfect close up.
Uh-huh. And they are very, very low maintenance too. So let's say with the regular traditional wall, you know, when you have stains on it, when you're trying to clean it up, it removes the paints. But with our wall, if there's a stain on it, you just use like Windex or whatever cleaning supplies you have at home. You spray on it and then you wipe and it come off easily.
You know, I can tell you that I love that. You know, for so many reasons, not just necessarily for co-living, but just for any room in the house. Because if you could avoid, you try to clean and then you leave like these cleaner stains, because over time the walls do get dirty, and then it's harder to kind of maintain that same consistency of color.
Exactly. Yes. And these walls are very strong too. Like, if your tenant get mad, if someone got mad or accidentally slam that doorknob into the regular traditional wall and make a dent on it, but with all wall, it does not cause any damage to it. We even tested out with a hammer or two, and there's no damage to it.
Fantastic.
I can punch on it.
I really do love that. And Bobby, I know that you are also at another location. Do you want to show us the walls that you have set up in the house that you're in?
Yes. So to answer your question about the electrical, this house has the electrical. Let me switch the camera. Okay, so this is the Cubico Walls. This one has a switch here. It's functional. So this these walls here, the panels, have the internal conduit here. So this was the original a switch. So we connect only connect here, and then between one panel to the other, we connect also, and then we connect one more here, and then we have the power. So we have the power on the switch, and we have also the power for the plug, and also for the other side, we do the same way. This is for the small fridge. So we have the plug. So depends where the source is. So when someone needs to order with the electrical plug, we will need to locate where the source will be. Will it be from the side, like this one, or will it be from the top, from the ceiling that we have to drop down?
That is pretty cool. Now, I'm curious. Is that the same gray that's at Jennifer's property?
Yes, it's the same one. It's just a different color. We are using the white color here since
Oh,
the
okay.
wall is a white color.
That's why they look different. I thought it was just that, my left side of my brain is seeing one color and the right side of my brain is seeing another.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
it's exactly the same way, the same layout. The only thing different is we have a flat ceiling here, an 8-foot ceiling. So this is very easy, pretty simple. The one that where Jennifer is at, it has a slanted ceiling, different height for one panel to the other. So that one is pretty complicated. This one is very simple. It's just all a flat ceiling.
I see that. But I think it's just so amazing the flexibility that you guys are able to offer, right? Based on the design and the structure of the house to be able to do that. So I know that obviously this is a great opportunity for properties that are co-living. But do you use them for any other models?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, especially for the someone who wants to do an arbitrage, a co-living arbitrage. I think this one will come really handy for the arbitrage. And Jennifer, I think you have some more people reach out to you.
Yes. This would be great for like group homes, solo living, assisted living, like or even commercial buildings too.
Got it. Now, is there a minimum order when somebody's reaching out to you? Is there a minimum order for to process with you?
Yeah, so well, not really, but if it's out of state from Texas, then we would require at least 10 panels for us to deliver.
Okay, 10 panels minimum if it's out of the state of Texas.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And what about if folks are, for people that are scaling and that are purchasing multiple properties and are working on multiple projects simultaneously, are they is there like a bulk discount, or is there some type of tiered level,
Yes, there is a
like a
discount if they order more. There is
okay,
a discount for a bulk order. Yes,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. Now,
I forgot to mention one more thing. So these
yes,
walls, they are also energy efficient too.
okay.
So they're energy efficient too. So that if you're in like a hotter state and you have the AC running, it will keep that cool air inside that room.
I know personally, and I'm sure that many other investors that focus on co-living or rentals, that is so crucial because
Mm-hmm.
it gets hot. And when people start complaining about the heat, and Texas is hot, right? I have properties
Yes.
in Texas. I know Texas is hot. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have the right materials that are going to keep your guests comfortable, your turnover rate is just going to increase. So you definitely want to make sure to have um, sustainable item products in your home that are going to keep everybody comfortable as well. That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So one a question that we were receiving is, obviously you have your folks that go in and do the installations, and they come in, they fly out to the different locations, but are all of these folks like certified installers? um
Yeah, so they are the only one that we use to install our walls.
okay, very good. And are there any type of permits or um license that are required for those that have homes that are getting cubicle walls installed, that are that are need to be pulled, or that people need to obtain?
Great question. So these are not, so since these are not permanent walls, you don't have, it doesn't require any permits. And let's say if you have a crew that you want to use your own crew to install these walls, they can install these walls themselves too. So you don't have to be licensed to install these walls at all. We can come out, show you the first time to how to install these walls. But after that, um, you can have your own people to install these walls.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying that, talking about your contractors, and obviously people can do their own installation, but do you guys offer or provide any type of contractor training, um or certify, or do you certify installers in different markets for them to be able to install these for you?
Not necessarily certify them. We can show them how to install these. Because these are actually just like a curtains. They're not like permanent where you have to have a license to install these.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
very good. I want to make sure I don't miss any of my questions for you, right? Because there's so many different opportunities here with the Cubico Walls. So walk us through the process, right? Let me say I'm gonna get off the phone with you, and I have a property. I'm gonna give you guys a call and say, hey, I have a I have a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom home. I need to convert it to a 5 bedroom. What do I need to do?
Okay, so they just have to know where are they planning to convert or add in these rooms, and then once they know that if they have a floor plan with a dimension on it, that'd be great. So that way we can know how wide and how high the ceiling is. If they can take a picture of the area that they're planning to add in the rooms, and then do the measurement for us. But make sure you have to do the exact measurement for us, from one side to the other and from the ground to the ceiling. That's the only way for us to be able to customize it to your needs for that room. Because if you don't give us that exact measurements, we're not going to be able to make the panels into the perfect room for you. And then after that, we'll set us a dimension of that, and then we'll do the math and give you the guys a quote, and then after that, it's up to you guys. It's up to you if you want to move forward with the purchase, and then we'll go from there.
Fantastic. So based on like this very simple scenario that I've given you, from a 3 bedroom to a 5 bedroom, I say, yes, let's go ahead and move forward. And I'm in Dallas, so we don't need to travel anywhere.
Oh,
How
awesome.
long from the moment, right? So that, let's pretend all of this is happening. And I say, okay, well, let's go ahead and move forward. Awesome. We're going to get this done. How long from that moment does it take to produce the panels, get them to, I mean, I know you said installation is all in one day, but from the moment that we say we're good to go, let's move forward to the installation, final installation, how long does that take?
I'm gonna talk some surgery with that too. Okay, so what we reach out to you like what the one week before, and then we're asking what day do you want to install these walls, right? And you say Saturday. Right. That's exactly 1 week, right? Right. And then once he tells that 1 week, we got the measurement. We came out on Monday. We got the measurements, and we made these panels in 1 day, and then we came out and installed 1 day. So maybe a week, less than a week.
Okay, very good. And are there, we're getting a question here, is like, are there cubicle closets?
Oh, we can customize it to however you need, whatever your request is. We can make closet, we can make anything.
I can show you a couple of things here at this house.
Yes, but we have a
We
big
gotta
one.
take advantage. We have you at two different locations, right? You show us all. You know, a lot of folks have not had the opportunity. I mean, I know I had the privilege to meet you guys in person at Squad Up Summit 2025. But many people didn't get to see you. So I want to make sure that people that are having access to this YouTube video to see what you guys are able to provide, because not only for investors, but people that that are trying to do a house hacking of their own home. They want to be, they're by themselves and they don't really have, the expertise to kind of like do all this construction and remodeling to do a house hack. They could actually take advantage of these Cubico walls and have you guys come out there and help them and be able for them to be able to gain more money, and they can, kind of live rent free, allowing their, their rental to kind of help them survive, right? And live off of that. So show us everything you got.
Yes. So on this house, we build like several things. Um, Let me. Okay. Um, this area, um, it was a refrigerator here. This is in the kitchen area. Since we decided to provide a fridge in every rooms, so we remove this area. So we were thinking, should we what should we do with this place? Should we build a closet? Should we build something in here? But we decided to just cover it with the cubicle walls. So this one pretty easy to remove. Um, so we try to commit less on every project that we have. So we want to be able to reconvert to the original condition as much as we can. So we cover this area. So yeah, we can build a closet. We can build anything. Um, this room
Mommy,
is occupied.
are you able to
Um,
go to the ADU?
um, yeah, it's occupied. The only room available is the one where I was at. So this one was an empty space. Uh, I could have a straight line over here, but it will be a wasted space behind this wall. So instead we build the wall here. So this room has a closet behind it. So
Amazing.
they have an extra storage, but also I have one one space in the back, which is in the ADU. Um, we can only show you the video. We have a tenant there already.
Okay.
So what we did was we install a new wall so that when we open the door, the switch is closer to the entrance. So this was the ADU in the back. So we built the wall. The switch was further inside. They built it inside. So we try to get it as close to this door as possible. And this door swing to the right. So we cannot put a switch on the right side, have to be on the left. However, there is another door over there, and there's no way we place the switch at the door. So the closest one is we build a new wall here on the inside. So we bring the switch from over there to the wall. So yeah, this wall is very flexible. It's very versatile. So we can use for a lot of function.
That is amazing. And I know that we briefly covered this at the beginning, but I would love for you guys to cover it just a little bit more, right? They were asking what is the soundproof quality in comparison to standard drywalls?
It's so much better. The standard wall They don't use any insulation. Our wall, all of them are insulated,
Right,
so
which
it's so
is what
much
also
better.
keeps them
Yeah,
cool and soundproof.
correct. However, as you can see, um, there is a gap under the door, so the sound still pass through under the gap, and also um, through the door, because the door is not insulated. We are going to research some more. Maybe we will design our door so that we can insulate the door. Maybe we provide something on the bottom, maybe like a door sweeper or something, so that it can increase the soundproofing. But it is no less than the permanent wall for sure. I'm pretty sure it's so much better.
I really am enjoying to hear all the benefits that your walls are able to provide, investors and just regular homeowners, even that, like I said, maybe wanting to take advantage of adding additional rooms into their house for, for various reasons. And wh- on average, what type of return on investment can an investor get, right? Talking about exclusively using your walls versus using like standard dry walls.
So this wall is more of long-term investment. So when you use the permanent wall, it will take time to build. First, that will incur you holding costs. Holding cost is something that you will never recoup, something that you paid and it's lost forever.
Right.
That is one. And then when you need to change a plan, you need to remove those walls. You will need to demo those walls. Same thing, that will cost money, and it is not a recoverable cost. And then you need to trash those walls. Same thing, it will cost some money, and that is also not recoverable. However, with our walls, yes, you invest a little bit more. However, you still keep the wall. The wall is yours forever. When you have to change the plan, when you have to move a location, all you need to do just remove the walls. You keep it, you store it in the storage, and then you can reuse it in another property. So you do not need to have any additional cost. So permanent wall, it seems like maybe lower in cost, but there are a lot of hidden costs that you don't see yet.
I think that's such a crucial point of what you've mentioned there is the walls are yours. You get to keep them. So regardless, right? And Sergio mentioned this and Jennifer as well. Like when you are going through these investments, right, and you're building up your walls and you're building up your rooms, if you need to sell the property because you already, you've decided to move on to in a different direction, or you've decided to, change your exit strategy for that property, and now you don't need the walls anymore, and you're going to need to get it appraised because, obviously you may be going through refi, or you may be going through other things that you need to get, the property appraised. These walls, you take them down, they're not permanent, they're not permanently fixed to the ground or the ceiling, and you're able to just take them with you, and if you end up buying another property, you can install them there, or you can even add more rooms to an existing property where you could have space that you didn't have before, which is
Yes,
fantastic. So I think
e-
that is,
exactly.
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, especially when you do the co-living arbitrage, it will also convince the homeowner, because who would rent the place, and then when he get it back, oh, now I have a 8 bedroom, I don't have any more living room. How, what am I going to do with it? I think the landlord, some lender, I think they will prefer our walls compared to the permanent walls because
Mhm.
they know when they have to take the property back, the house is in the original condition.
Yeah. This has been such great information, and I've loved seeing how the different homes have had the different setups, and you've been actually able to show us the anchoring, the structure, the texture, the how you've incorporated electrical, how you've even done the paneling to kind of hide some space, or even incorporate the closet space in one of the rooms. How the soundproof, right? The soundproofing has been great, and Sergio hasn't had to worry about listening to the washer and dryer from the roof, from the roof area next door. I tell you from, my personal experience, people are always looking to like right now I have folks that live in one of our properties. We have all interns. So they're like, they're going to work, and sometimes they're even working remotely, but they have to go into the factories, so often, and they don't need to hear what's going on in the rest of the house. They just want to be able to be, for work, for study, for just personal enjoyment of your own space, right? You don't want to be hearing the disruptions of the outs beyond the walls of where they're staying. So the fact that you guys are able to provide, the additional insulation, which allows for the cooling, allows for the additional soundproof. I mean, it seems that you guys have it all covered with these walls. It sounds amazing. I'm super excited that you guys were able to come on and share this with us. Now, here I have another question here, real quick. How do the walls affect airflow throughout the house? Like, are there air returns in the doors or walls?
So it's the same, just like you are having a permanent wall. It depends on how the house is set up. You may have an extra air supply, or just do it the same way.
Right.
Um, it works exactly the same as a permanent wall. Mostly, if there is a supply already in the area, I do not add any more. And most of the time, it is sufficient. On one of my other property, which is not too far from here, I add a return air in every room. So all 8 have a return air. That house, I think, has the best, like the most efficient AC. I just put the setting on the eco mode, and the house is cool enough because they always pull the warm air inside the room, and they will always supply with the fresh lower temperature air.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sold. So now I just need to buy another property near you guys, or anywhere any in the US, to start getting cubicle walls. um
Absolutely.
I thought it was just so cool, when you, like I said, when I saw you guys that squat up, and I saw you guys actually had a little panel to kind of show the texture of the walls, and kind of, showing everybody on what, such an added value, right? Something that you can really just provide investors and people to. Yes, it's, you pay what you get for, right? Like, you're gonna pay a little bit more, but at the end, you're keeping your walls. I love that. You keep your walls. You get to, like, you're gonna save money because they have the insulation, like I said from earlier, right? Because then the AC, you don't have to have your AC, you have your AC set, and you're not gonna have people dying of heat. So I thought that was that's very convenient, and the sounds as well. So, before we wrap up today, let us know, share with everybody, if somebody is interested in Cubicle Walls and wants to hear more about it, where can they find out more? Who do they contact? What, go.
So, Bobby, you want me to go?
Yeah,
You
Jennifer,
can,
please.
huh?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. They can reach out to me through Instagram, Facebook, or my or our website. If you go to cubicoliving.com, we have our information on our website. You just go there and then you can connect to us from there.
I love that. And any other add-on, Bobby?
Yes. So my vision when we invented this wall, we want to build the infrastructure to help other investors to invest in co-living so much quicker. So let's say if you purchase a new property, by having a permanent wall, let's say your new property is in a turnkey condition. How long would it take if you build a permanent wall until you are ready to go live? Normally, how long will it take to go live when you build a permanent wall? It will take some time, right? When
Yeah, for sure.
uh, you you acquire a turnkey property, but now you are building a permanent wall. So at least 1 week, maybe even more than a week, right?
Yeah.
With us, in the most ideal situation, you close in the morning, you may go live in the afternoon.
So fast. So
Yeah,
fast, so quick.
yeah, that's the most ideal. I know a lot of things will not be as planned. So a day after or 2 days after, you can go live. Still so much better than a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So those holding costs, that is some money that you will never recover.
For sure. And you're bringing up something that actually leads me to a question. So if you don't mind, so as you're transporting these walls, like how are they transported and stored? Like, right, because people are doing the construction, or they're doing some other work in the house. They filled the order. Now you guys are delivering them. Are there, or for example, they're not ready to do the install because they're replacing the floor of the entire house, but you guys are done. You guys are so quick. You have the walls done before. Do they have to be stored at a certain temperature? Do they have to? Are there any requirements for that, or or they need to transfer them from one location to another because they're moving out from that property? Like, is there a specific way that they should transport their walls?
If you have a estimated completion date and time for the flooring, for everything that must be completed before we install the wall, then we will keep the walls in this a warehouse. So we will not deliver yet. However, if we deliver and then for some reason you have a delay or something, then we may just you may just keep it in the house, so the same temperature as the rooms will be. So
Perfect.
that will acclimatize the walls.
Amazing. Amazing. So I'm so grateful for having you guys on and sharing your wonderful product. From I've seen it live. I've seen a sample. I've seen a sample live. Now we get to see it installed in two different locations. I appreciate your time and you being able to share such a great value with the
Can
community.
can I ask Sergio one question
Of
before?
course,
Okay.
of course.
So Sergio, would you invest in Cubico Walls?
We missed part of the question, a little bit far from the microphone.
So I was asking Sergio, like, would he invest in Cubico Walls for his future investments?
It doesn't make sense to go back to drywall. I mean, this is just a better return on investment. I mean, significantly better. So there's no reason to. Yeah, no way.
Amazing. So cubicle walls all the way. Investor or not, investor or not, right? I think it's such a great product, right? By all means, I mean, this is what we do here at the Co-Living Collective and by doing these co-living lives is really to provide resources, education, opportunities for everybody that's in the co-living world that wants to get involved in the co-living world. We, we always say vet your people, vet your products, vet everything. So we are here providing you information on a product that is available for the community, for your investments, for your own properties, to add these temporary walls or non-permanently structured walls, right? Permanently attached walls to an area where you can maximize your structure, and you can maximize your money if you're renting them by rooms. I'm sure you can do offices, right? These are very similar. You can do office walls with this as well. So I know maybe even a lot of these areas where you're buying for investors are like buying commercial space, right? And they're doing like these salon rentals, or these like meeting office rentals, for single people or for small companies, etc. Like there's just so many different ways that I can see Cubico Walls working. Um, and I saw it, and I thought it would be just a great opportunity and a resource for folks to know of. And listen, you guys, whoever is listening to us live today, right now, whoever is listening to us in the future, if you're coming back to listen to our recording and you found out that we had some technical difficulties at the beginning, thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for allowing Jennifer, Bobby, and Sergio, allowing them to share, their product and to talk about Cubico Walls. And thank you for thank you for supporting us. If you have any questions, please feel free to always just leave comments in the chat, because we do circulate and we still get the answers, even post the event. And share it with other people that you may know that may benefit from using this product. And if you have anybody that is interested in the co-living space, wants to get into the co-living world, share our page. We're here to provide, like I said, resources. And we just wish you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
So
having us.
thank you all. And we hope to see you next month and to bring you additional resources. Bye.